With better income, you're likely to have what we call a better quality of life. So talking about better income, Michelle, can you walk us through your ideas in terms of six-figure income careers, which is vital because I mean this platform, Hot Next Gen Careers LLC, it is being built out to serve graduates and help parents to feel happy that they help their kids to make the right decision, and that's to get a career that is paying them well. So talk to us a little bit about this, Michelle.
Right. So that's why I have actually two books. One is talking about the high growth, high salary careers with degrees. What will those look like? And the other book is talking about without a traditional 4-year degree. Both are talking about high demand, high growth, high salary positions, but are going at it from different angles. So if you think that you don't necessarily want to go to college, that's okay. That the book that about the skilled trades, self-employment, military jobs where that have transferable skills. There's a lot of guidance because I'm an Army vet who used my education benefits. There's so much to be gained, so much training and education benefits for the military, but I'm not a recruiter, so I'll stop right there. We really are talking about high income careers. So six-figure incomes. When we think about $100,000 a year, it's not even that much anymore. So we're talking about higher. So we almost at least, I know in New York City, we need at least, they say $80,000 about a year in order to just meet the basic needs. So nobody can afford even a few years of earning less than you deserve. So we all need to start out our training wisely and know what the big picture is. So we're going towards one of those high growth careers. I just want to say, we all know that if you want a high growth, high income career, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a nurse. And this is the advice. I'm not saying it's bad advice, but the payouts to be a doctor are not what they used to be. So we can talk about that another time. Being a nurse, that's great. But if you don't have it in you to do that, you can't just throw up your arms and then give up. There's so many other things that you can earn high income with that match your interests. So we're focusing on six-figure income careers, providing guidance on how to break into high-paying fields like data science, cybersecurity, healthcare technology, with roles in blockchain, software engineering, and investment banking, offering lucrative opportunities. Students are encouraged to pursue these paths while also considering executive level positions in growing startups. Freelance opportunities can also yield substantial income. So we're taking, again, manageable chunks. You don't have to enroll in everything. You can pick and choose. If you want to watch a 10-minute video, if you want to learn more about that, watch the 30-minute video. If you don't want to learn about something else, you don't have to learn about that. We're allowing you the opportunity to pick and choose what's useful for you, but always giving you the best, most up-to-date information about how to get the highest earnings in your career as possible.
Well, that was definitely a great share. And think about this. Here is where you have Michelle and her partners who are talking to you about six-figure income. And the data is based on proven statistics. All right. Several things I want to say here very quickly. One, in working with Hot Next Gen Careers LLC, as we talk about six-figure income, I can just think about this because here is where you have a team of person on your side, you have Michelle by your side, and they want to help you to make the best money-making career decision. Hear that? Best money-making career decisions ever. And making a career choice has to be a money-making move because the last thing that you want is to choose a career and you're going paycheck to paycheck.
And you also want to make it personal because the last thing you want to do is choose a career just for money and you're miserable. That does not make for happy citizens. So you want, I go through how to choose, how to use your personality and I'm not the first or the last person to use personality traits to decide on careers. What color is your parachute is the prime example. But I break down that kind of information to help you understand, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Which jobs will be better for you based on that, based on your personality traits, because not just your earnings potential, but your happiness here is at stake.
And, we see what happened in Manhattan. Manhattan is one of the beautiful, place to live, but it's very expensive to live there. And during COVID, we find that many persons had to move out of Manhattan because, of many other factors. I'm not going to go too much into that. But if you're not pausing a bit and making these smart decisions, you may have to relocate because of bad decision. What we're doing at Hot Next Gen Careers LLC is to help you to think ahead of that decision making process, and because you're thinking ahead, you're now able to make better decisions. Think about this: you're now a six-figure earner. How do you feel? You feel great. You have a great sense of achievement, and third, you have a great sense of accomplishment. So it's not only thinking about, hey, six-figure income, but everything else that Michelle would have said, that we would have talked about, is a complete representation of things that you should be looking at. Great share, Michelle. Can we talk now about financial independence? This fourth pillar of Hot Next Gen Career LLC is really to help families and graduates to get to that point of financial independence. Do you want to go first?
Well, I really, obviously financial independence, as in not living with your parents in your 20s or your 30s, and the basics of that, living on your own, being able to support yourself and a family, and then not only being able to support yourself and your family, but then planning for putting money away. So how are you able to do all of that stuff? It starts with making correct career decisions, like we said, that are earning high and match with your personality, so that you can start to earn and have enough to save. Now, saving, that takes something else, and that's more lessons about financial literacy. But practical strategies for building wealth early in your career is so important if you want to get anywhere. Then from managing your debt, if you come out with a student debt or any other type of debt that you might have, and your credit, to investing wisely, or building, and then also building multiple income streams through real estate or freelancing. These units will offer a roadmap to financial independence. And even if you don't have a traditional four-year degree.
Definitely. And I just want to add a few more things here. You see, as you go into the world of work, and you want to be very clear about a couple of things. Traditionally, you're taught, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, and there's where you start to mark time with a good job. What we are bringing to you is much more than that. We're also saying to you that you work to earn, all right? You earn to save. You save to invest, and you invest to build wealth. So if you want to get to financial independence, you need to think beyond just getting a good job. And I'm going to quickly repeat what I would have said. You work to earn. You earn to save. You save to invest, and you invest to build wealth. Now, you need to find smart investment portfolios. We're not going to go into all of that today, but as time progresses, we will definitely expand on each of the talking points that we have covered here today. I want us to talk about the two last pillars of Hot Next Gen and Careers LLC, early retirement. Michelle, the average person never get to early retirement. Can you talk us about this and how we see Hot Next Gen helping them to get to this point?
Okay, well, early retirement, most people actually are pushed out of their jobs because they have a pension and it's time. And then so there's like a set time where you must retire, or after 25 years or after 30 years, to make way for the next person, and that you don't stay forever and keep on building your pension. But the pension system is obsolete practically. I think that you and I are kind of living in the last dinosaur age of the pension system, where people around our age can retire with a pension, but the next generation, not so much, including that teachers, it's no longer just the public schools and you get the pensions. There's charter schools, they don't get pensions, private schools. There's all types of different ways that companies avoid giving pensions. Sometimes they give a 401k, and as far as getting a pension from a city or government, that it's becoming, like I said, obsolete. So we have to find ways that we can manage our own money, and so that we're not on the timeline of, oh, in 30 years, I'm going to get my pension. Well, guess what? You might work 30 years and not get one. In fact, you probably won't get one. So what are you going to do in order to make sure that you don't die on your office floor? You have to be able to know the steps in order to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labors, be able to like call it a day and then ride into the sunset, you and your family, you and your happiness. And so we break down how to do that. It's not rocket science. You too can learn how to retire early. If you make smart moves, smart investments in some steps, you can get to that point, like I am, thankfully, finally. And so I'm trying to get everybody to the position, because pensions are obsolete, 401ks are almost obsolete, and so we have to do it ourselves, or else we're going to be working into the grave.
U.S. Army veteran Michelle Ehrlich has made it her life's mission to fight for the cause of parents and children. She started a company that enables parents and children make informed career and life decisions. Learn from our career guidance advisors, job security specialists, income security advisors, financial independence mentors, early retirement planners, and how to be your own boss gurus. Join Michelle and her team at Hot Next Gen Careers LLC and be empowered to make the best career decisions and secure a brighter future for you and your loved ones.
Yep. You know, Michelle, when we did the academic audit, we were very much surprised at the data that we started to collect. And I'm going to share it with you now and the public. We see that many persons spend 40 plus years in the workforce. So from the time you graduate from high school, university, you hit the workforce, you spend 40 plus years in the work. That's what we see, the majority of people. And second, we see that many persons, even at the age of 60, 65, they are not able to retire. And the reason they're not able to retire is because they're on that paycheck to paycheck cycle. And can you imagine this, Michelle, that you spend 4 years going after your master's? Perhaps you would have done a second, but in spite of how well you equip yourself, it is not giving you the financial dividends, payoff that allows you to get to that point of early retirement.
Oh,
That is
absolutely. I'm a walking, living proof of that, Gary. I was doing all of the steps I was supposed to do. A master's is 2 years, not 4. But with 4-year bachelor and a 2-year master's, and I got my teaching license, and I was a teacher, and teachers make okay money compared to other professions, I guess. And so I was able, but I was never able to really get ahead. I had to do my own math. I had to look into it for myself and better, because even if I kept on staying as a teacher, eventually to get to the point of maybe getting some kind of a pension, how big is that pension? Will it be enough with inflation to survive by the time I need it? We really need to pursue our own paths, make our own 401k or invest. I don't like 401k because I like to be able to touch my money like tomorrow, not when I'm 65. So I have other ways to do it, and I teach that. And Gary, you have your own ideas of building wealth, but just the idea to be able to retire or retire early, you have to do it yourself. You just have to do it yourself. Even in the best of circumstances, you're going to have to plan your own.
You know, one of the things that we also emphasize coming out of the academic audit is that we continue to emphasize that academic must make sense. It must make sense to the institution, and it must make sense to the beneficiary. beneficiary. But based on the data, we see that there is so much that is left to be desired. And that is why, again, I'm so excited about this project and what the team at Hot Next Gen Career LLC is doing. And just let me talk a little bit more about the research. The research that we did shows that more than 75% of global academics, this is global academics, they trade time for money. Nothing wrong with that, but it must make sense. We move on. More than 70% of global academics work paycheck to paycheck. That part is horrible because you're trading time for money, but you are going paycheck to paycheck.
When you say
More than
global
70% of
academics, what do you mean by that? Like working people?
working people.
Yeah.
In America, it is showing that the average person don't even have $400 in their savings account to deal with family emergency. And many of those persons, they have studied, they have worked, but they have a family.
And now
so
it's getting to the point where academic institutions, universities and colleges are not trusted. The internet has blown up, anti-campus, so colleges are not as mainstream as it used to be to even go to college. People have to, if you're not going to trust a college, what are you going to do? You're not going to be on the street. Okay, so what will you do? So you're going to have to figure out, plan your own curriculum, plan your own career, do this certification here or this certification there or this, that. If you're not going to trust a 4-year degree, then you're going to have to do something else that's equal. And I explain that as well.
I think that people need to ensure that they get access to the right information and the right support community. And I'm happy to introduce Hot Next Gen and Careers LLC, because on the point of early retirement, I want to put to you, what if you're to work with subject matter experts that can help you develop a plan, perhaps even before you get to, university or just out of, college, that is helping you to retire at 30, that is helping you to retire at 40. But here this one, what if you're able to retire even before you start all of your academic pursuit? And I can share a story with you very quickly, Michelle. With my kids, I say, we have some options. We can go down this path and we can continue to make massive amounts of investment into academic, or we can take a large sum of capital and we can put it into income producing assets. Now, income producing asset can pay you daily, weekly, monthly, and it can give you asset appreciation and gives you equity leverage. They opted for the second option. The biggest bonus on this is that they're set up to feel as though they're retired, but they're also now set up in such a way that the income producing asset can pay for all of their academic pursuit, and they're still very young, without them having to incur debt. And
right. Well, you had a sum of money that they had access to. Not everybody has that. And so sometimes we have to just start with, okay, all I have is the shirt on my back and my mind, my capacity to change, my capacity to work, my motivation to work hard for myself, my family, my independence, my life, my better life. And we just say, okay, now what? I've got only the shirt on my back and my brain. What should I do? Come to Hot Next Gen Careers. We'll tell you what to do, because you don't have to spend $1 million. You don't have to inherit $1 million. You don't have to inherit $1. You need to make a wise career choice that will make you happy. And that'll be the first step.
I'm really happy that you said, come to Hot Next Gen Careers LLC, who is the game changer, because with your shirt on your back only, let us say this is America. And America is still the land of tremendous opportunity. You may not understand how to leverage debt and how to leverage equity and how to level 0% APR financing. But guess what? With Hot Next Gen Career LLC, you have someone that can provide you with essential information. You can start from where you're at. All right. And that's what I'm happy about. And Michelle, you mentioned early on, research, data. And we follow the data. We follow the crumbs. And last but not least, Michelle, we're going to talk about becoming your own boss. becoming your own boss. You're a typical example of this, Michelle. You have studied hard. You are an adjunct professor. You're a teacher. You're a retired veteran. But along with all of that, you have taken all of those experience and you have packaged it in such a way that allows you to serve and be your boss at the same time. And I think I want to believe that you're enjoying every minute of what you're doing. So the floor is all yours, Michelle.
Yeah, well, becoming your own boss, it might sound daunting to some. They just prefer to work for somebody else, go home at the end of the day and call it a day. And that is, that's your prerogative if that's what you want. For some, you do not want to have to answer to or serve somebody the rest of your life, in which case becoming your own boss might make sense for you. You get to call the shots, you get to manage everything, but it comes with its positives and negatives. So becoming your own boss unit, if it's for you, that delves into steps for launching a business, either freelancing or consulting, different types of businesses. And then it covers the financial planning aspect, the marketing, networking, and overcoming challenges in entrepreneurship that come with the everyday stuff. This is trying to guide students or anyone who's interested in this towards self-employment in the gig economy, because that is really what is becoming, as the data shows, more and more important and prevalent in our society, is this gig economy. So the course culminates in a final project. I think that because we have all of this and now we're kind of coming to the end, but in the curriculum, we would have a final project where the students, if they want to, create a business plan or a career portfolio. So to integrate the learnings from the curriculum into a career development strategy for themselves. But of course, the goal is for your success, for our expertise to help you benefit and help you thrive in today's job market.
Great. I want to say this very quickly. As we talk about becoming your own boss with Hot Next Gen, we are not just saying it to you. You can become your own boss. I want to add a couple of things. We are well connected with financial institutions that can help you access debt, equity, credit, creative financing, or hard money lending to grow and scale your vision. Along with this, I want to also emphasize that there's a right and wrong way to start your business. With Hot Next Gen Careers LLC professionals by your side, we will help you to start and scale that business in the right way, the proven way. And we talk a lot about arts and science and the method of approach that you're using to scale a business. The beauty that we like about science are proven theories that gives you the high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. So all of this is what we're bringing to you behind with Hot Next Gen Careers LLC. So with that, that's my last word. Michelle, any last words before we wrap up?
Yeah, well, again, I'm so excited to be here. Like you mentioned, Gary, I'm a living, breathing proof of what you're talking about, because I went through all the steps. I did followed the education path, got the traditional degrees. I'm an Army veteran. I upskilled and I pivoted and I saved and I did all of the right things with the simple tools that I had. I also did not inherit any money. If you think being a teacher gets you any real actual income, I paid my bills. That's about it. So it was up to me, and I had to learn and I had to figure out the places to find the information of where I can save, and so where I can invest, how I can invest, and to get little by little to the point where I'm doing what I love to do, and which is explaining to other people how they can get to this point, how they can be financially independent, how they can retire early or not need the money, keep on working like me, and just do it because it's what you love.
Great. Well, there you had it, audience. I trust that today you learned a lot about Hot Next Gen Careers LLC. I want to encourage you to follow us across social media platform and reach out to us. And we are here, and we will give you information so you can also log in to our platforms and get a lot of information, and you will be able to self-educate yourself on a lot of the content Michelle's curriculum is going to be out in the near future. So you can log into platform and get the entire curriculum and, really empower yourself for greatness. With that being said, Michelle, thanks again for sitting with me today. And it gives me tremendous pleasure to have you as a colleague. And we have a big vision ahead to really touch and transform the lives of parents and children. Keep doing the great job that you're doing. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much.
The right career choice will give you and your loved ones security now and the future. The best careers at lower tuition fees. Next generation job security. 6-figure income security. Financial independence and a chance at early retirement. Hot Next Gen Careers, LLC, is at the cutting edge of next generation careers. Secure a brighter future. Contact us today for more details.